Like it is sometimes you're put on an island, so you got to be willing to accept that challenge and thrive in that type of environment and have a short memory. But at the end of the day, like defense is about running to the football as fast as you can and then getting there with an attitude. And so all 11 guys that are on the field at that time got to be tough.
And looking at the players coming in, which players are you hoping will make an immediate impact, kind of like what we saw with Dylan Dieneman?
Hopefully all of them, right? That means we hit a home run with this class. But again, we wouldn't accept or take anybody and put them in this program if we didn't feel really good about them. You don't just hand out scholarships for favors. You know what I mean? So everybody that we've signed, we feel like are going to help us win a championship. So which player can have an immediate impact, like that is entirely up to them. I think that's the beauty of football is the game doesn't care about how old you are, what your skin color is, what your socioeconomic background is, or what happened to you yesterday. The game only cares what happens from snap to whistle between the white lines, and so whoever is supposed to be out there playing and making an impact will be out there.
I've heard coaches say 1,000 times over the years that junior college players typically better their second year. What did you see from the two offensive tackles that lead you to believe they can help you right away next year?
You're talking about from the junior college that we just signed?
The two junior college offensive linemen.
Yeah. One, they're like physically when they walk in the building, you're like, okay, they got a shot. You know what I mean? Jaquan is 6'7", 350, and he doesn't look 350. You know what I mean? Like he's put together. Rod is the same way. He's I think he was like 315, 320. Does not look that way. And so that's why I'm glad they're also getting here at semester. Sometimes with junior college guys, just with their academics, don't get available till May, and so it was huge that they were able to come in January. Because usually the biggest hurdle is just getting them used to a Power 5 environment and learning the scheme offensively. And so having 8 weeks of workouts with Coach Rowe before we get started with spring ball will be huge in terms of their physical development and getting their bodies prepared to play football. And then spring ball, getting inundated within the scheme and with the techniques that Coach Johnson is teaching those guys up front. Hopefully we can speed up that process and not have to wait till year 2 for those guys to realize their potential.
With what you want to do offensively, is it more important to have size and power, or is it more important to be athletic and agile and quick and all that?
Both.
Preferably both, obviously.
Preferably both, yeah. I think you got to, obviously this conference, the defensive line you're seeing in this conference are massive. And so, there's the old adage, like big people beat up little people, you know what I mean? So you got to be big in this conference. But with the way we spread it out and the way we go from sideline to sideline, and really the way we've been creative in the run game, definitely you got to have some athleticism and be able to pick them up and put them down and move laterally.
Can you just tell us about Coy Beasley and Luke Williams and where they fit in positionally?
We'll see when they get here. I told them that in the recruiting process. Like I'd be lying to you if I knew exactly what position they'll be playing and exactly, what their skill set and strong suits are. I haven't worked with them yet. I've seen them play. I've seen them in the positions that they're currently in high school. But until I actually get to work with them and try them at multiple positions, I'd be lying to you if I knew exactly where they would fit.
What do you need to see from defensive backs when they get here to sort out the safeties and the corners?
Just movement skills. At corner, typically you're a little more athletic, just in terms of your being able to be fluid, change directions, and play the ball down the field. At safety, you usually got to be a little tougher in the run game because you're asked to be there more often. But the way we play, everybody's got to be able to cover and everybody's got to be able to tackle. So That's why you just take as many athletic DBs as you can and sort them out when they get here.
What do you need in defensive tackles?
Like I told, what's your name? Bree. Like I told Bree, from our interior guys, you gotta have length. You gotta be big. You gotta be able to win one-on-one matchups because the way we're structured, usually you're getting a one-on-one block.
We've got time for a few more. We'll go Sam, Tom, and Nick.
Ryan, I think a year ago you said recruiting strategy for you was to lock down the state and the surrounding states. And I know it doesn't happen in 12 months, but I think you have 13 or 14 recruits from Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then one of the top players in Kentucky, one of the top players in Michigan. Are you pretty satisfied with the footprint you've made in this region?
I'm satisfied in our targeted areas, but I don't think I'll ever be satisfied with where we're at, right? Like I like where we're at year one, but the moment I'm satisfied, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? You guys won't see me at the podium anymore. This is a competitive place. Obviously you got basketball is number one in the country right now, and we are definitely not. So no, I'm not satisfied yet.
Ryan, is there a sleeper in this class? You think a guy who maybe deserves more attention than he's getting at this point? Also, do you have any funny anecdotal stories from the road recruiting? Any crazy chase scenes, or just trying to flag somebody down while you're on the road?
Crazy stories. It actually, like today there was no surprises today, so that's awesome. Like when you go to signing day and you're not like, oh snap, like what's going on? That's usually a good day. So nothing really wild or out of the ordinary. Got to eat a lot of good food. I hate to say it, but I've gained like 12 pounds through this time period. Worked out for the first day yesterday in 5 weeks, so got to definitely get back on that.
Nick, go ahead.
Gotcha. We're finishing off here, so let's put these into clusters real quick. You talked about Donovan earlier, but what do you like about this receiver group with Shamar, Jesse, Traymar, and then obviously Donovan?
Yeah, all of them can run, and obviously all of them have really good ball skills. And to me, like all of them, like the potential is through the roof. They're nobody's polished. They're obviously ultra productive. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. But their potential, like I said, is just like I said. We would be looking for a lot of them in the portal right now. 3 years from now. So definitely excited about that group and what they bring from an athletic standpoint and a competitive standpoint. Like all of them have the chip on their shoulder and make game-changing plays. Like you see it on film. And so I'm excited for that.
Staying on offense, that four-man group of Max Parrott, then John Randall, Jordan King, Jaden Ball, the offensive line group. How does that group fit together, and what stands out to you about them?
They're already really tight. Like they've got a group chat thread kind of going on, and all of them have gravitated toward one another. Obviously they all fit the bill from a height and weight measurement standpoint. And all of them, they play a little nasty. So, Marcus, or Coach Johnson, he's got a definite idea of what he's looking for from the offensive line position. I thought he did a great job of identifying and signing and closing those guys.
If you lump the front five in together, you got, I assume, 2 D tackles in D'Amico and Caleb, and then you got 2 maybe outside linebackers, Jamari and DJ. You can say where you think Jamari will play, but that front five group that you're bringing in, what do you think about what Coach Janine and Coach Haley added to their rooms?
Yeah, they added what we need, right? You got size and athleticism on your interior, and you got some versatility and some length on the outside. And all those guys had great scenes. What I love about this class too is, especially when you start getting commitments so early. A lot of those guys committed in the summertime after visits. You worry about how their progress their senior year, and all of them to a man, like they had great senior seasons. So that is one thing I'm proud of with this class.
And then finishing off that last cluster of the DB group, big group, obviously. You got Ty, Caleb. We can go on and on about the different guys that are in there, but what do you like about what you're adding to the defensive back room, and how it helps improve the defense back there.
Yeah, you're adding speed and versatility. I think all of them have position flexibility. A lot of them also play both sides of the ball, and so you got ball skills from that standpoint. And nobody is afraid in that group. Like everybody, it comes downhill, and when they have the chance to get a good shot on somebody, they do. So looking forward to the competition in that room.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone. Happy holidays.